Hey guys, what's going on? It's Dr. Linz, and today we're gonna try something different. I wanna try something different here, something fun. I'm gonna take some TikTok videos and review them. So actually, my husband, Dr. D, has found these for me to get my initial reaction and my thoughts and maybe a little bit of education to help you guys out. Before I get into it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below if you want me to review some foods, workout moves, any kind of health goals you have. I can do that for you guys. I hope this will be interesting and fun because I am excited for it. So let's go ahead. We're gonna pull up the first video here that Dr. D has picked for me.
Modesty to me is self-respect. With fitness being a huge part of my life, I knew I wasn't going to let modesty stop me from being active, and I wanted to show my fellow Muslims that it shouldn't.
Yes, girl. Okay, so I'm gonna stop this. Actually, I've watched this one before. I've seen this pop up on my TikTok before Derek pulled this for me, and I think this is fabulous. This is such a great idea.
Stop you either. I decided to create a brand that would make modest fashion more available to women and provide easier alternatives for working out. The response I got from the modest community was very diverse. I started my
So I love it. So she essentially has started a clothing company for the women that, practice more modesty, like she said, for working out. That's a brilliant idea because I don't know about you, nothing is worse than having clothing that makes you more hot and sweaty. And I absolutely love her mission. That is pretty cool. And what a freaking great idea. Good for her. Okay, let's move on to the next one. I love that. I love those kind of like feel good stories. I don't know. I bet you guys do too. Okay, here's the next one. Why you may be fatigued on a plant-based diet. So before I even watch this, I am agreeing a little bit with this here because we deal with this with some people who come to us who are vegan and plant-based, and we're all about educating on how to feel better and give our body what it needs. So let's go and watch this. Okay. Yeah, so that was spot on. She said, you're not eating enough. So first of all, that song just makes you want to dance. You're not eating enough. So being on a plant-based diet, if we're cutting out, we're cutting out meat, obviously. So with that, we get a lot of nutrients from that. We get a lot of protein from that. We get some fat from that, depending on the meat source. So not eating enough is really common. And with that, which is her second point, she said common vitamin and mineral deficiencies. And actually, we talk about this in our private community a lot. And this is why we have our recipes, real whole food recipes, to help with vitamin and mineral deficiencies. The ones she brought up, vitamin D, B12, iodine, magnesium, and iron. And actually, you don't have to be plant-based to have these common deficiencies. These are actually some of the most common deficiencies that we have in America because of the types of food we eat, which is her point 3, eating too many processed foods. So a lot of times when we go plant-based or we're avoiding things like dairy, we're going for processed foods still that are like dairy-free and gluten-free, but they're still processed and they lack these vitamins and minerals. So B12, a lot of it comes from those red meats, okay? And same with iron, red meats. And even people who eat meat that aren't plant-based, we don't eat a lot of red meat, organ meat especially. So this is very popular, like very common vitamin and mineral deficiency. You don't have to be plant-based. Okay, I got off on a little tangent. So hopefully that was helpful. And then she said omega-3s, you're not eating enough omega-3s. So I don't know if I 100% agree with being on a plant-based diet with not getting in enough omega-3s, because you can get omega-3s through nuts and seeds, and the people I help, they're eating nuts and seeds usually. Now, can we add more? Sure. Now, what they're lacking in is a certain type of omega-3, which you get through wild-caught fish, which is EPA and DHA. So that's really, if we're gonna get more specific and really correct there, that's gonna be what they're lacking. as well. And again, this goes for the general public because a lot of us, we don't eat wild caught fish. And then she brought up the processed foods, which I already talked about. I really like that video though. That was really good information. Other things she didn't talk about, which is super important, is like amino acids, because you're in protein in general, because you're getting that through your meat sources, which people are cutting out when they're plant-based. Okay, last one. I'm gonna like this one because it's worst foods for your gut health. And the first picture is Captain Crunch or Crunch berries. So we'll see if I agree. Okay.
These are the most unhealthy foods for your gut. Number 1 is refined grains and sugar, like in cereal that I'm holding here. Number 2 would be excessive amounts of alcohol. Not one drink, but excessively drinking frequently can definitely cause a problem. Number 3 is foods that have a ton of additives. Think gums, fillers, emulsifiers. These are the most unhealthy.
Yeah, so this is a great video.
Foods for your gut.
All of the things, I'm gonna turn this down, all of the things he listed were processed foods. And I'm going back to the whole real food thing. Now, one thing that's really sneaky, I think I don't talk about a lot because personally, my husband and I don't drink. We just choose not to. We don't have anything against it, but a lot of people do have 2, 3, 4, 5, even 6 drinks. I've helped people narrow down their gut health. Like in the 21-day gut cycle, we talk about this a lot, where these sneaky things like alcohol can build up over time. He also holds up a lean cuisine, so frozen dinners, chips, cereals that he shared. You know, these are just sneaky things that we consume every single day that can wreak havoc on our gut health. And that's with our 21-day gut cycle, that's what we focus on. We focus on removing gut irritants, but also finding food swaps. So like better cereal brands, learning how to make your own foods, those kind of things is what we try to dial in together. So I do agree with this guy here, but it can be overwhelming. That's like one of my things is he listed cereal, alcohol, and like a lean cuisine, and it can be overwhelming to people be like, oh my gosh, what can I eat? So I always recommend starting with cutting back processed foods and making some food swaps, which again is what we do in our gut cycle, our daily feel good, and all that stuff. All right, guys, that was fun. I really like doing that. Hopefully with my little opinions in there, the little feel good video, you guys like that too. Let me know below in the comments, give this a like, and I'll see you guys next time.